So welcome once again. We are in our module 2. This is our 7th class. This is the last class for module 2. Our slope deflection method. We are studying slope deflection method. And in slope deflection method, we have studied how to analyze continuous beam using slope deflection method. Then we saw how to analyze a continuous beam which is supported on elastic column. Then we saw a problem on portal frames with no side sway. That was our last problem. Portal frame with no side sway. So today we are going to analyze portal frames with the side sway. Okay, portal frame with side sway. So in the last class I told you, I explained you what is the side sway, what are the causes for side sway, etc. So today we will just have a brief look into it. So sway occurs in portal frames due to any one of the following reasons. Okay, eccentric or unsymmetrical loading on the portal frame. That means when you are having some eccentric type of loadings, okay. So eccentric loadings, these are all eccentric loadings. Then unsymmetrical outline of the portal frame. Sometimes your portal frame will be like this. Okay, that is called unsymmetrical outline. It is not symmetrical. Take y-axis or x-axis, it is not symmetrical. Then the third case is different end conditions of the columns of portal frames. That means one end may be fixed, the other end may be hinged support. So if there are different end conditions, then there causes sway. Then non-uniform section of the members of the frame. Non-uniform section means your EI is not constant. Here you will have I, here you will have 2I. So such cases you will have sway. Then horizontal loadings on the columns of the frames. So when there are horizontal loadings anywhere at the joint or at the center of the frame, any lateral loadings will result in sway. Then settlement of the supports of the frame. When there are settlements, okay, settlement of supports or a combination of any of the above, there will be sway. So what is called sway? Your frame, your portal frame will be moving either towards the left or towards the right. So if it is moving towards the right, so it will be like this. This movement, this sway is your delta. That is displacement or deformation. And here also you will have delta. These both are same. These both will be same. Now, see this delta, if you are considering this frame as A, B, C and D, you will have deformation. While solving the problem, you have to take that there is delta AB is not equal to 0. You will have deformation for AB. Similarly, delta CD not equal to 0. In the span CD, you will have this deformation. And for the span BC, when you are taking deformation BC, that is equal to 0. The reason is this span, this horizontal span BC is just shifted to B dash C dash. Okay, this span is getting shifted. But these spans are getting deflected. Okay, actually this BC will be here. This is B dash and C dash. So, for such a case, that is for the portal frames with a side sway, in addition to our slope deflection equations and joint equilibrium equations, you need additional equations called additional equilibrium equations based on horizontal shear. So you call this as shear equilibrium equations. So these are called shear equilibrium equations. So in addition to our slope deflection equation and joint equilibrium equations, you need shear equilibrium equations also to completely analyze our problem. So how will you take this shear equilibrium equation as? So see, suppose if this is your portal frame See, this is unsymmetrical. You have horizontal loadings. You have horizontal loadings on two vertical members. Here it is, the concentrated load is P. Here the UDL is W per unit length. The length of the spans are also different, L1, L2 and L3. So if this is the case, if such a portal frame is given for you, or any other portal frame with a side sway is given for you, how you have to consider the shear is, see, for example, we are considering all the support moments as clockwise. See, only after analysis we know this is clockwise or anti-clockwise. Just for understanding purpose, we assume all are clockwise. Okay, we assume every moment, every joint moment, final joint moments are clockwise. And see, since there are horizontal sway, you will have since there are horizontal loadings, you will have horizontal reactions. So we assume the horizontal reactions towards the right. It may be towards the right or it may be towards the left. But let us assume it is towards the right. Okay, by assuming these moments and these horizontal reactions, see, at B, we will take joint B and joint C. The horizontal shear equations, shear equilibrium equations at B and at C. Shear equilibrium equation at joint B and shear equilibrium equation at joint C. So, see, at B and not joint, at B and at C. So, at B, we will consider the left of B. Taking all the moments to the left of B, what we get is, this is moment AB. So, this is clockwise. MAB. Here we have MBA. Again clockwise. Right? We are taking the left of B. So, MAB plus MBA. Now we have this loadings P into H. So, it is minus P into H. We have HA reaction. So, HA into L1 is equal to 0. So, this is one shear equilibrium equation. Similarly, at C, you are taking the right of C. So, clockwise we will take positive and anti-clockwise we will take it as negative. So, this is MCD is clockwise. So, MCD, now MDC is anti-clockwise. MDC plus this load is W into L2 into half of the distance, that is L2 by 2, again clockwise. So, positive. Now, this HD into L2 is anti-clockwise. So, H minus HD into L2 is equal to 0. This is another shear equilibrium equation. And one more condition for horizontal shear, that is summation of all the horizontal forces is equal to 0. Summation of all the horizontal forces is equal to 0. So, we get HA plus HD plus P minus W into L2 is equal to 0. So, this load, that is HA plus HD plus P, all the loads towards the right is equal to the load towards the left. So, these three are called shear equilibrium equations. So, these conditions are also additional conditions also required to solve our problems with sway. Now, we will solve one problem. So, our problem is analyze a portal frame shown in figure. Also, sketch the deflected shape of the frame. The end A is fixed and end D is hinged. Okay. So, here the length is the same, 4 meter, 4 meter. D is hinged, A is fixed. That means it is not symmetrical, right? So, this means there will be an occurrence of sway. Also, it is given as EI is constant. Now, there is a joint moment, joint load of 10 kilonewton acting at the joint B, which means there will be a side sway. Okay, side sway towards the right. See, since the load is acting like this, you will have a side sway towards the right. Your frame will shift towards the right. Now, we will move on to our problem. So as usual, our step 1, our first step is to find the fixed end moments. So step 1, we will find the fixed end moments. So first of all, we will consider the span AB. So for span AB, MFAB is equal to, since there is no external loadings, it is equal to 0. Similarly, MFBA is also equal to 0. Now for the span BC, there is no external loadings on this span. We have only joint moment. See, these fixed end moments are caused because of the loadings on this span. So there is no loading on this span. So MFBC is equal to 0 and MFCB also equal to 0. Now we will consider the span CD. Here also there is no external loadings. So MFCD is equal to 0 and MFDC also equal to 0. Now we will move on to our second step. We will write the slope deflection equations. Okay, our step 2 is slope deflection equations. We will write the slope deflection equations. So what we get is, first of all, for the span AB, MAB, that is final end moments, MAB is equal to, formula is 2EI by L, the equation is 2EI by L into 2 theta A plus theta B minus 3 delta by L plus MFAB. Now, the end A is fixed, right? The end A is fixed. In the frame, the end A is fixed. That means theta A is equal to 0. B is not equal to 0. Delta not equal to 0. MFAB is equal to 0. Fixed end moment we have seen in the first step. So what we get is MAB is equal to 2EI by L into theta B minus 3 delta by L. This is our equation number 1. Now MBA will be equal to 2EI by L into 2 theta B plus theta A minus 3 delta by L plus MFBA. So here theta A is equal to 0 and MFBA is equal to 0. What we get is 2EI by L. So L is 4, right? So L is given as 4 meter. Everywhere it is 4 meter. So here we will write 4. So 2EI by 4 into 2 theta B minus 3 delta by 4, equation number 2. Now final moment, final joint moment AB, first span is over. Now we will take span BC. So MBC is equal to 2EI by L into 2 theta B plus theta C minus 3 delta by L plus MFBC. So here for the span BC, see I told you for the span BC delta is equal to 0 because this BC, see span BC will be like this. BC is getting shifted. BC will be shifted to B dash C dash, right? So it is a shifting. Just the distance will not change. See, BC will get just shifted. So our delta will be equal to 0 for BC. So this delta will be equal to 0. So M of BC already it is equal to 0. So what we get is MBC is equal to 2EI by L into 2 theta B plus theta C, equation number 3. So MBC is over. Next, MCB is equal to 2EI by L into 2 theta C plus theta B minus 3 delta by L plus MF CB. So we get here also delta is equal to 0 for span CB. For the span BC or CB, delta is equal to 0. M of CB is equal to 0 because there is no external load on the span. So we get 2EI by L into 2 theta C plus theta B. And this is our equation number 4. Now we have the span. So AB is over, BC is over. We have the span CD. So for the span CD, MCD is equal to 2EI by L into 2 theta C plus theta D minus 3 delta by L plus M of CD. So here theta C not equal to 0, theta D not equal to 0 and delta not equal to 0. Only M of CD is equal to 0 because there is no external loading. So we get, see everywhere it is 4, okay. I forgot to write 4 here. 4. Okay. So 2EI by 4, 2 theta C plus theta D minus 3 delta by 4. This is equation number 5. Now, MDC is equal to 2EI by L into 2 theta C plus theta D minus 3 delta by L plus M of DC. We get 2EI by 4. So M of DC is equal to 0. 2 theta C plus theta D minus 3 delta by 4. This is our equation number 6. So totally we obtained 6 equations, right? We have got 6 equations. So what is the degree of indeterminacy, degree of kinematic indeterminacy here? Theta B, theta C, theta D and delta. So our degree of kinematic indeterminacy here, kinematic indeterminacy is equal to 4. Theta B, theta C, theta D and delta, that is displacement at B and C, these both are same. So kinematic indeterminacy is 4. Okay, now we will go for the joint equilibrium equations. Our next step is writing the joint equilibrium equations, that is step 3. So our step 3 is joint equilibrium equations. Joint equilibrium equations. Okay, so in our joint equilibrium equations, we have, see the moment, that is the summation of moments at B will be equal to 0. The summation of moment at C will be equal to 0. The summation of moment at D will also be equal to 0 because it is hinged joint. Okay, I repeat. The summation of moments at B is equal to 0. The summation of moments at C will be equal to 0 and the summation of moment at D also will be equal to 0. So at B it is MBA plus MBC is equal to 0. At C, it is MCB plus MCD will be equal to 0. At D, MDC will be equal to 0. So these are our joint equilibrium equations. Okay. So we will write the joint equilibrium equations now. That is at joint B. At joint B, MBA plus MBC will be equal to 0. This is our equation number 7. See, actually MBA is equation number 2. MBC is equation number 3 is equal to 0. Now, at joint C, MCB plus MCD is equal to 0. This is our equation number 8. So, MCB is actually equation number 4 plus MCD is equation number 5 is equal to 0. Now, at joint D, MDC is equal to 0. This is equation number 9. What is MDC actually? Equation number 6. Okay. Now, we need additional shear equations to solve our problem, right? So, what are the shear equations? We will write, that is step 4, we will write our shear equilibrium equations. So, step 4, shear equilibrium equations. So, we will write the shear equilibrium equations. So, we have 3 shear equilibrium equations, right? At joint B, at joint C, and sigma h, that is summation of all the horizontal loads will be equal to 0. So, now here, see, since there is horizontal or lateral loads, there will be horizontal reaction. There will be horizontal reaction HA. Similarly, there will be horizontal reaction HD. We will assume, see, initially we assume both act towards the right. So now, since sigma h is equal to 0, that is a summation of all the horizontal loads is equal to 0, implies HA plus HD. HA plus HD plus 10 is equal to 0. So this is our equation number 10. Now, at B, we will consider the left of B, right? We will consider the left of B. We will assume all the moments as clockwise. MAB, here we have MBA. Here we have MBC. We are assuming every moment as clockwise, okay? So, MCB, MCD and MDC. So, at B, So, at B, we are considering the left of B. We are taking summation of all the moments towards the left of B is equal to 0. So, what we get is MAB clockwise. Here, MBA is clockwise. Then we have HA into 4. It is anti-clockwise. So, minus HA into 4 is equal to 0. So this is our equation number 11. Now our next equation is at joint C. Right, we will take joint C. So at joint C, we will take to the right of C. At joint C, we will consider the right of C. So when considering the right of C, sigma MC is equal to 0 to the right of C, we get, this is MDC, we get MDC positive clockwise plus MCD clockwise, HD into L is anti-clockwise. So minus HD into 4 is equal to 0. This is our equation number 12. So solving all these 12 equations, we get, solving all these 12 equations, we get the value delta will be equal to 63.03 by EI. Theta B will be equal to 3.636 by EI. Theta C will be equal to, theta B will be equal to 10.955 by EI. Theta C is equal to 3.636 by EI. Theta D is equal to 21.818 by EI. And our final moments, that is our step 5, okay, our final moments. Our final moments will be MAB is equal to minus 18.18 kilonewton meter. MBC is equal to, MBA is equal to 12.68 kilonewton meter. MBC is equal to 12.733 kilonewton meter. MCB is equal to 9.11 kilonewton meter, and MCD equal to minus 9.09 kilonewton meter, and MDC is equal to 0. Now we will draw our moments. Okay, see MBA. So here this will be approximately equal to 9.11. Okay. Now see MAB is minus 18.18. At B, that is BA plus BC. So 1 is equal to 0. Minus what? This is minus. You get it as minus. Okay. So we will draw our final moments now. So here there are no external loadings on the span. Only there is loading on the joint. There is no external loadings on the span. So there will not be any simple beam moment diagram. There is no need of simple beam moment diagram. Right? So our so A, B, C, D. At A, So AB, MAB is, listen, this is AB, right? AB. MAB is minus, so it is anti-clockwise. You draw anti-clockwise pointing towards the left. So towards the left it is 18.18 kilonewton meter. So I am not writing kilonewton meter, 18.18. Now BA is also anti-clockwise, minus. So when you take anti-clockwise from outside, it points towards the right. So it is 12.68, right? So here it will be 12.68. So this value is 12.68. Now we will join these both. So for this span AB, our bending moment diagram will be, sorry. Oh, it is difficult to draw. Okay. Okay. So now, see, this means, see, when you are taking a section on B, left anti-clockwise is negative, right? This is negative bending moment. The right anti-clockwise is positive. This is positive bending moment. That is sagging and hogging. That is the meaning of that, right? Sagging and hogging. Now, we will take the span BC. See, in the span BC, when we take the span BC, it is BC, MBC is clockwise, positive. So, we will draw a clockwise moment. It comes downwards. It is pointing downwards. CB also positive. So, clockwise it is pointing upwards. So, BC 12.733 downwards, right? 12.733 downwards. So, here it is 12.733 downwards, and at C upwards it is 9.11. 9.11. So our bending moment diagram for the span BC is like this. Okay. See, that means positive, positive, clockwise, clockwise, right? So here when it is left clockwise is positive. Clockwise is positive. So at this place we have positive, and here CB also clockwise. So right clockwise is negative. So here we have negative. Here we have the positive moment. Right? Now we will consider the span CD. So for CD is like this. CD. So at C we have negative moment. So anti-clockwise pointing towards the left. So it comes here, right? Rightwards. DC is 0. So minus 9.11. So here it is 9.11, and at D it is 0. So our bending moment will be like this. So it is anti-clockwise. So left anti-clockwise is negative. Okay. So this is our bending moment diagram. Bending moment diagram for the given portal frame with the side sway. Now we will draw the deflection diagram. So our deflection diagram for the given portal frame will be, so here we have the fixed support, here we have the hinged support, so we have side sway, right? So up to this we have the side sway. So our deformation becomes like this. So how the formation of hinges you can see. See, you will have a hinge at this point, another hinge at this point, and a hinge at this point. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So 3 places you will have a hinge. You have a hinge here, another hinge here. This deformation will be the deformation for the span BC. So we will have a hinge here. So we will have another hinge at this point. Okay. So this is our deflected shape. So that's all. So with this our second module is completed. Slope deflection method is completed. From the next class we will start module 3. Module 3 is about moment distribution method and another method for determining or the analysis of continuous beams and portal frames or indeterminate beams. So thank you for listening. Thank you.